Welcome back to FIFA 19.
Ooh.
Journey so
What
far.
track is this?
I'll explain afterwards.
This sounds like Fossil
Real Madrid
Fighters.
made further progress in securing the La Liga title. It's the pause menu theme from the Prisoner Azkaban GBA game.
Cool.
Oh.
And the pressure of that, coupled with Beef making him focus more on the brand than his family, drove him to a decision. His family was to the delight of Kim and his mother, and the chagrin of B.
Oh, but what's B going to do now?
Damn Alex Hunter!
And even better, they made progress in the Champions League, holding an advantage against Manchester City going into the second leg. After what looks like bribing the referee.
That's a semantics, Dwibs.
But enough about Alex for now. Let's go over someone else.
Let me guess, Danny.
Teacher, it's like he can read my mind.
Maybe I
Danny finds
can.
himself feeling more alone than ever.
How
no.
could this happen to me?
Again, here's my... Why does he feel alone? He literally has two very good friends that he can go to. Like, okay, maybe...
Well, I mean, one's all the way in Spain, the other one's in well, France at the minute.
Come to think of it, where's Michael in this time of need?
He's an agent, Joe, but not his financial advisor.
Honestly, if anything, though, you'd think with how little clients that Michael's able to keep, that he'd have more free time for him.
If consistency is the... Yeah, I was just reading up one of our old matches.
So, time to change the
Alright, just gonna
hairdo?
give Danny a... Just gonna give Danny a bit of a new look.
Alright, then. It's cool that you can have him and Kim wear the wolf shirts to show their support for Alex.
Again, the in-universe brand. It's always one of my favorite things. How much commitment something can get to it.
Yeah. Gonna give him a new hairdo. There's this classic one. There's the power!
Yep.
That's a mullet.
Basically, Danny's really sad at the moment, so he grew a mullet.
It looks like if Roddy Piper decided to star in a softcore porn, 70s porn movie.
So, Shiroi, looks like the 90s came back.
Like you said, it looks more 70s.
Wonderful.
Ooh, Metal Slug.
Well, since you were playing Metal Slug for the channel, I figured, why not include the Metal Slug this week?
You know what?
Sure.
I mean, okay, so to echo what Shiroi said off camera here, that's not even a good mullet, though. Like, there can be good mullets.
Jova, I was gonna say, what is a good mullet? Speaking of.
The Pompadour, I guess.
There was the one that Walter
Not
Peck.
football mullets. Like, I'm sorry, but...
There was that one mullet
It's
that
like,
there was that
Shiori,
one.
do you remember watching Funhouse, the CITV show?
Not very clearly.
Oh my
Stop
god!
being British, both of you.
It's weird how Danny looks so different with that mullet on. He's almost like a completely different person. But anyway, in terms of good mullets, oh my god, he looks a bit like Steven Seagal.
Right, I'm off.
There was that one Walter Peck had.
You want good mullets, you
fuck's
gotta look
sake.
toward musicians.
Kidding me?
You again?
Do you know what, when they told me my little brother, a Premier League
Oh my
striker,
god, his face.
doing extra sessions at our
He's
old
got
pitch.
such a punchable face, doesn't he?
I know, right?
And look at their old pitch and everything when they were kids.
That wasn't a terrible header. Unmarked. But you'd never win that ball off me, mate.
Oh, the music
Half
seems to
tonight.
suggest some.
Not tomorrow. Not ever.
Jesus Christ, dude, what is going on with your face?
That's such a good idea. Your skin, Danny. First to 5.
But
Well, let's go.
hey, wait a minute. I don't play for you.
Science.
We're willing
it
to
me
make
or-
an exception.
Alright, time to show him up.
Did the quality get
Yeah,
slightly lower in that cutscene, like for the sake of the style for a flashback or whatever? I don't know.
Basically, head the ball into the nets 5 times.
Hurry, that's one. Ready, boys?
Is
You
that
have to
your
hit the ball into
music
the net
or
5
the...
times, but since
I think it's in the game.
basically, I should explain.
Is this
You
the
have to
game's
hit the
music?
ball into the net 5 times, but Darth Vader here has to kick the
What?
ball away.
Wouldn't the better term be Kylo Ren, seeing as though he's his, more his brother as opposed to his
But Darth
father?
Vader's a better character.
My point exactly.
Exactly, that's why I don't want to use Kylo.
I guess it depends on if you consider his brother a good character.
Right. That's enough of that. Wife's going to be fuming. Danny, team meeting before the match tomorrow.
Yes, boss.
So, you're gonna gloat?
Broken clocks and all that.
Apparently that's his only character trait, Jova.
No, I mean, shouldn't
I think
Danny
he was
be...
referring to Danny.
Yeah, shouldn't Danny be the one gloating since he won that?
Well, that's the thing, Jova. As simple-minded as Danny can be at times, I think he knows full well that this was just the warm-up.
Not to mention, it's not really worth it.
Even though
Yeah,
we all know his...
Oh wow! I could hit the ball into the net better than you could kick the ball.
Even-
Let's celebrate.
Even though we all know his brother would totally be gloating if he had won.
Probably,
Well,
but again,
well,
that it's sadly the point in a way, Jova, the fact that with these kind of people, even if you win against them, it will not give you the satisfaction, admitting defeat or something.
I think one thing I do have to wonder is, where did all this begin? Is it just that, oh, they've been in each
Brother
other?
battle, backing Terry to come out on top, tipping Terry to end his brother Daddy's UEFA Champions. Well, yeah, because Terry did such a bang-up job crushing Daddy's dreams last time.
I think one reason I compare him more to Kyle Ren is the fact that we sort of kind of have not really seen his origin all that much. It's just that, oh, they've hated each other and... Okay. They hate each other. Definitely more Kylo Renish to me. So...
Yes, but Joe, I don't want to use Kylo.
Oh, well, that's a better answer.
So, we got Cardiff City against Alex's old team, Paris Saint-Germain.
Street Fighter.
Yes.
Wow, you walk out so slowly to that.
Ooh.
And it is the opening goal of the contest.
Oh my god, his
my
hair
God,
was
the-
flipping through the net!
His mullet is so powerful, it's phasing through the net even though he's miles away from it.
Good god, that mullet is too powerful for its own good. Seriously though, what is it about the mullet of Al Heritage that just feels so... out there?
No, let up.
It's from the 80s.
Well, I mean, yeah, there are plenty of Heritage from the 80s that don't feel nearly as
Cutscene.
well... Oh,
Yeah, hero
Oh.
to zero. When he struck
Williams
that,
versus
wow, and
Williams.
then all of a sudden you realise where
Calm,
he's gone.
guys, calm. We don't need this. Okay, just play the game.
Yeah, we'll have a word with your teammate. He's the one with the problem. Oh yeah, Terry. Real tough.
Oh.
Come on, bro. We need you for the second half.
Do you though?
Not really, you're still gonna lose
Yeah.
it.
Again, it's Neymar of all people who has to play Peacemaker. Neymar, a guy who gets sent off more often than I get yellow cards.
Did they... Okay, so did they specifically do that just for the irony of it?
I don't know. I guess, like I said before, Neymar, he has all the talent a player could hope to have, yet he's a giant douchebag.
All that power goes to his head, I guess. And now he's the one trying to cause another even more riled up player to settle down.
Yeah.
And a substitution.
It'd be like if Phoenix and Edgewood got into an argument, and the one to break it up is Damon Gant.
I thought you were going to say Franziska, because Damon Gant does seem like a guy who would try to break up the arguing, because...
He had someone killed.
Well, that's the thing, dudes. Yes,
Okay.
it was a power play, though. It's not so
I
much
get the
about
idea
when he's a
that
big arguer.
Devon
though.
Gant will break the argument, but only if it contribute to make the situation in his favor.
Precisely.
You know?
I think a
And
better.
then he'd end the argument by killing someone.
I think a better example would be having Franziska be the one to break up the argument, because Lord knows she will fight to win anything. Hell, she'll even do it physically. With her whip and, according to Gumshoe, her fists when she doesn't have the whip.
I mean, I'd like to meet the person brave enough to take that thing away from her.
Oh!
Since chronologically, she hasn't shown up since the third game. She's probably been fired for.
Dwibs, that's gonna age terribly for some future Ace Attorney commentaries of ours, just saying.
Oh, really?
I mean, she hasn't been in the sequel trilogy as far as I know.
There are 2 games you are not mentioning, should I tell him, Shiroy?
One of them hasn't been released in Japan. That's what you're getting at.
One of them hasn't been released.
The West.
Dwibs.
But we have a translation, though, right?
Yes, an official, well, okay, a fan localization that pretty much is being treated as canon, so, yeah.
Yeah, was that the one that the translators, sorry, that the localization team actually approved? Like,
And
yeah, this is great, have that.
So there we are. Not only have we showed up Terry to be an absolute city defender, proving they are completely wrong, and that they needed him. We got the match ball as well.
I get the idea again. I get the idea we'll not get the satisfaction of him breaking down.
Let me guess. We still have to face him yet another time before he finally admits defeat.
Remember this is still the knockout phases.
Not even not a red tip. Good job.
Yeah, because Cardiff, well, in this universe, Cardiff.
But yeah, Franziska is in both of the investigation games, and hopefully we'll eventually come back to the main series.
Wow, they didn't update Daddy's haircut in that picture. I mean, although to be fair, considering that mullet, I can't blame them.
Just stick to a more presentable haircut.
Like, of all the things to call the power, they chose the mullet for that. But like I said, there's something about the mullet hairdo that is just itself peculiar, even for an 80s hairstyle. There's just something about a mullet that gets people really going, chomping at the bit, if you will.
Like, it's one of the most divisive hairstyles I think I've ever seen.
I couldn't hear you guys for a second.
We're trying to figure out why the mullet. We're trying to figure out why the. We're trying to figure out why the mullet itself is such a divisive hairdo, Dwibs.
Let's train, yeah?
Oh, Mega Man Battle Network?
Yes. Basically...
Yeah, I think it's the battle theme, no? Of the first game.
So, funny thing, though, my first Mega Man... I haven't played any of the Battle Network games, but my first experience with the series was actually the NT Warrior anime.
Oh, neat.
Pretty much the same for me. Well, okay, not specifically just the Battle Network games. I knew already what Mega Man was at that point, but NT Warrior was my first exposure to Battle Network. I tried a bit the first game when I could, like, and I still emulating the shit out of everything, but I didn't went too much ahead, and I wasn't too invested in the game to continue.
Funnily enough, my first introduction to the series, the whole franchise as a whole, was the Ruby Spears cartoon and Battle Network 3.
I feel so sorry that you had to be introduced with that show.
Mind you, having knowing more about each Mega Man continuity now, I could imagine for fans, at least the ones who weren't initially aware that it was a different continuity, Mega Man and Roll being a couple in one series and siblings in the other could kind of be a bit of a...
And then you had stuff like Mega Man Powered Up, which implied that Roll, who was a sibling to Mega Man in that continuity, had the hots for Mega Man. Yeah, that happened.
Alright, what's next?
We're going back to Alex to play the second leg against Manchester City.
Also, Dwibs, Alex and Kim's faces were perfect because they did not want to acknowledge that goddamn mullet. Like, seriously, their faces just seem like, yeah, ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole. Oh,
Which is
boy.
probably what the bullet was made out of. Game time.
So, Tia, why do you think the mullet itself is so divisive? That's the Sonic Riders.
Okay, I don't
This
really.
is Sonic Riders, the menu?
No. I think this is
No,
like
it's the first stage music.
Yeah, the first stage. Anyway, you were saying, Tio?
I don't think it is too much. I mean, maybe nowadays, but not necessarily. I can remember the 80s was a case where when something had to be experimented with, everyone was okay with it, just to see where they could go with that.
Well, our point is more so how the mullet of all things.
Excuse me, Mr. Commentator. The tie's not over yet. City are losing 8-0 on aggregates.
Anyway, Tio.
Yes, Jova.
Me and Sure were talking about how nowadays the mullet is arguably still one of the most divisive.
No, it's
hairdos.
like a lot of things from the 80s. It's simply a lot of things, a lot of things from that era, that like are revisualized in different contexts with new generations. It's kind of a natural thing that happens.
And we're talking specifically about the hairdos, because the mullet is easily the most divisive hairdo from the 80s. Like, every other hairdo, for the most part, that's
I'm not sure. I can tell you this, Jova. I saw recently again one very 80s movie called Prom Night 2 that has a female character with an hairstyle that well, I'm not even sure it's an actual hairstyle. It looks more like her hair exploded, kinda, and in a very regular way. Like you stuck a grenade in that. It could be a variant of it. I'll try to find the screen in the meantime to give you an idea. Like, there's even a trope, remember, Jova, 80s hair, I think it's called. Tied to this, to an extent.
Well, it's not a brilliant goal, but it's a goal. It's in the back of the net. Keeper couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, goal's a goal, and that's all that matters.
A chance to revisit the goal.
UEFA Foundation.
Company now. Oh, surely. And it's got it.
Hey, he bowled me over. Sorry.
Hit the target, tick, power.
Actually makes me wonder, what if a player bowls over a teammate? Wouldn't that be funny if that got them a foul penalty kick?
Okay, Joe, it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard to see, but it's the girl on the right.
It's with Alex Hunter.
Although Jover is interesting, you mentioned that. I never mentioned it before, but basically there was a time when it was a game involving Newcastle and Aston Villa in the Premier League. Back in around the mid-2000s, where two Newcastle players were fighting each other.
Also,
they both got sent off.
Also, I see that hairstyle to you. Yeah, okay. That looks like a bush.
I guess it has to be defined like that, but it's if you actually see in motion, you see that it's more irregular than anything. There's no real pattern to it.
I've seen that hair before on 80s things, but I don't know what the word for it is. It's not an afro, right? It's not.
No, I'm confident it's not.
It's not an afro. An afro normally has a perfect spherical shape to it.
The job's still not over. Okay, let's try to keep the team's head on the ground, but let's just be weird. Like, we're winning 12-0 on aggregate.
Also, you still get a yellow.
Is that your favourite colour, Dwibs?
No, my favourite colour is green.
Yellow is such a sour colour.
Like the green that player landed on just.
Like the Green Lantern Corps, I see.
Yes, but Joker, unlike Green Lantern, people actually pay attention to this game.
Maybe Dwibs, your point of reference should not be only the live action movie.
Yeah, that's a bit of an excuse view
That's
there.
the thing, though. That's the thing. That's interesting. Yeah, the Green Lantern. But I wonder how many non-comic fans would recognise that movie more than the actual comics in it.
Dwibs, the cartoons helped on that front if you're really that concerned.
Yeah, like, I mean,
And I've got another yellow card.
like, hey, Dwibs, believe it or
No,
not...
guys, don't you see? They're trying to summon the Yellow Lanterns. The way you do that is by getting yellow cards.
Believe it or not, Dwibs, for quite a lot of time, people are more familiar with Jon Stewart than Hal Jordan. I mean, Hal Jordan still showed up in the DC animated universe, but still, though. Very funny. But yeah, don't worry, Dwibs. Like, people would know who the Green Lantern was thanks to stuff like the TV show. And honestly, even without that, Green Lantern is definitely one of the household name of heroes. Like, I mean, there are plenty of parodies of it and everything. That guy even showed up in that Duck Dodgers cartoon.
Like if an alternate identity of Spider-Man was John Holland.
And a headed goal it is.
Huh.
Right on cue.
Who knows? Maybe John Oliver will be in Spider-Man.
Well, okay, yeah, so there was like an issue where the Marvel cast actually went as guest at the I think it was the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, I think. I don't remember which specific person it was.
Yeah, look at that, Dave.
Well, let's have a look at it again. He catches the keeper asleep, back on his heels. He wasn't expecting a shot from that distance, and neither was I.
Well, this way, when you're that far ahead, why wouldn't you shoot from that range? And there we are, Real Madrid, once again in the Champions League final.
There we go.
They'll be facing.
It was an issue. Sorry, yeah, it was an issue where they went on the late night with David Letterman instead. I forgot.
But hey guys, I wonder who Alex is going to be facing.
It could literally be anyone.
Anyone whatsoever.
Yeah, Terry.
There we go.
Oh boy, so will this tie into the story?
Well, yeah. Well, if
obviously
both teams get through, that is. Alright, so just before we got a minute to go until the end of the part, how would you I wonder how interesting the game of football would be if these kinds of score lines, the ones that we're having in this playthrough, happened all the time. We'd either be thinking we're in the era of great attack, or we're in the doldrums of terrible defense.
Why not both?
Yeah, yeah, but instead there will be more chaos tied to all the money that goes around the football sport.
Either that, or there would be a truckload of doping investigations.
Maybe both.
Yeah, the lot that investigate drugs in sport would have a feel for this. I call it the easy mode drug. You spike the other players' drinks with it, and they all of a sudden lose all their ability.
You know, Dwibs, you literally
is that
just...
like a reverse thing? But
you literally just pointed out the plot of Space Jam just with soccer.
God damn it, I was about to mention.
That's what I was pointing out too, yeah.
Actually,
yes, but Jova, I would actually make it funny.
Fair enough. Anyway, see you for the next part.
See ya.
See ya.